Hi, Dr.Mincey with you again on this week's Wellness Tip. Today we're going to continue our conversation on the topic of building your immunity and supporting your immune system. And we're still going to look at individual players in this overall immune function. For more details on what we're talking about today, you can see our prior video and learn a little bit more about what we're talking about here. As a reminder, we said your immunity or your immune system was the result of several different organs working together. It wasn't just one thing, it was a group of things. And that included the bone, the tonsils, the thymus, the skin, and some other organs that you can see here. Today we're going to talk about a cell that comes from the bone and resides also in the lymphatic system as well as the spleen. And it has a very special name, so we'll go over that in a few minutes. This is the most predominant white blood cell in the human body. It is most important. It's the one that gets measured when you go to your medical doctor. And these cells are always around looking for opportunities to defend you. And there's some good things we can do to make sure these cells work really well. Let's have a look at that cell. The first cell that we talked about last week was called a macrophage or a macrophage. You can go back to the video and look at that. But today we're going to talk about this cell here, this very large cell that I have on the screen, called a neutrophil. And you can see this neutrophil has a membrane or something that's outside of it, just like the macrophage does. And the thing that I wanted to get across to you is that these cells are storage depots for what you eat, especially the fatty foods you eat, whether it's that piece of fried fish you had, or the vegetable oil that you put on your salad, or the olive oil that you put on your salad. Those oils impact what happens to this cell if it's damaged or once it has to interact with viruses and bacteria and the rest of your immune system. Omega-3 fats in particular are stored in the outside of the cell, as are what are called omega-6 fats. And the omega-6 fats, if we had to classify them, we would say they are sort of bad. In excess, they're really bad. And omega-3 fats are really good. In excess, they're really bad. So it's all about having a balance between these two. And as a result, omega-3 fats stimulate these neutrophils, the most abundant cell in the immune system, so that you can have greater defense. Keep that in mind. These neutrophils also spray chemicals into the environment once they detect a virus or a bacteria that start to destroy the virus and bacteria, and also it's a call for help. It attracts other types of immune system cells to the area, of which there are many. Let's review. This really large cell called a neutrophil attracts other cells by spraying chemicals into the environment that break down or destroy bacteria, and are in a very large way impacted by the kind of fat that you put in your body. If you put in all omega-3 fried vegetable oils or none at all, that's what the outside of this cell is made with, and it can't function the way that it's supposed to. It's supposed to have a predominant amount of omega-3 fat, and there are only a few sources for that, and one of those is fish oil. We've done testing over the years, and we see people that have 18 times as much omega-6, the bad fat, as the good fat. And many of these patients end up having cardiovascular disease, inflammatory diseases, on top of that, weaker immune systems. The omega-3 fat helps this cell by increasing how much it eats in terms of viruses and bacteria, by helping it attract other cells to the area so it can have a greater defense, and by helping it spray more of the chemicals that protect you in the environment. I'm Dr. Mincey. We're going to wrap it up right there with our discussion of your immunity and your immune system, and just one more cell that's impacted by omega-3s. If you're interested in obtaining some omega-3s and you need some help, I have Dr. Mincey's Pro Mega Balance, something that I formulated over the years for patients based on hundreds of blood tests, and you can pick that up on Amazon. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to share this video, subscribe, and tell a friend.